Hi, I'm Dr. Tieche with your Med Minute for the week. So the question that was written in for us is, can hormones affect your libido? Well, that's a wonderful question and appropriate for Valentine's Day. And the big answer is yes and more yes. In fact, that is the biggest complaint that we see is low libido. So I'm not going to talk about all of the other things that can cause it. Relationships, situations, stress, all of that, kids, those all certainly can impact libido a lot. But let's break it down into men and women. So testosterone is the main driver of libido in men. So the most common problem we see in guys is low libido. So what happens is they are tired all the time. They lose interest. So they're not sexually aroused and driven towards that, erection problems, things like that. And this is significant because not only does that person notice that their libido is low, but their partner notices it well. And what typically happens is that person feels, is there something wrong with me? Am I not attractive? Do they have someone else on the side? Things like that. So it's a big issue for most people. But back to the original thing, testosterone is the main thing. Low testosterone in guys is the main driver of low libido. So let's go to women. Well, women, it is pretty much the same thing. Testosterone is the libido hormone for sure. And as it drops in women, like it does in men, libido goes down. And it's very interesting. There's a little bit of a difference where men can have a lower amount of testosterone, but still have a pretty good sex drive. Women, if their testosterone is not optimized and it drops below a certain level, libido is completely gone. It is completely off the radar. So it doesn't mean they won't be a willing participant. They are not going to be thinking about it all, which can be frustrating to the partner. Again, they feel the same way. Not interested in me. They don't care. All of that kind of stuff. But in addition to testosterone for women, estrogen is another driver of libido because if it's too low, people have hot flashes, night sweats, potentially vaginal dryness. That is a buzzkill for women for sure. Now, for both men and women, another big endocrine driver is low thyroid. And when people's thyroid's low, they have a lot of fatigue. So if you're tired all the time, that's kind of another thing that's going to take a hit is that area of your life. Secondary things that are a little bit lower are going to be adrenals. When people are very stressed, their cortisol levels go up and then they go down. Of course, what's going to fall out after that is the libido for sure. So in a summary, that's really the main hormones that we look at. When it's not that, then there's some other maybe dibs and dabs of other ones, but those are the main drivers for both men and women. So I hope you guys have a great Valentine's Day and remember to write questions in and drop them down below.